Supergirl Season 3, Episode 10, Legion of Superheroes. So this, of course, is our mid-season premiere. We get to see Brainiac 5 come in, which I thought was pretty cool. I had no idea that was going to happen until, I think, actually yesterday. I didn't find out until yesterday. I saw the actor who actually plays Brainiac 5, Jesse Rath. I actually know him from another show, Defiance, which I used to love until that got canceled on Sci-Fi. So I was like, oh, I didn't know he was going to be in that, and he also happens to play a character who's in like full makeup again. But I thought that was cool. We got to see Brainiac 5 come in, and they touched a little bit on, it's called Legion of Superheroes, but they weren't really that big a part of it. They were in the episode a bunch, but it wasn't like they were the Legion of Superheroes and for like the whole episode where they were defending the town. It was like at the very end they put the rings on and stuff, but it was like, the Legion of Superheroes. But I still thought it was cool. We got to see Brainiac 5 interacting with Kara, where she is trapped within her own mind and stuck inside her apartment, which is her brain, and he's trying to help her figure out exactly why she can't seem to escape. Physically she's healthy, but mentally there's something going on there that won't allow her to just wake up. So thought that was decent. I figured this episode was gonna play out exactly the way that it did, which was they were gonna go through the episode, and then oh man, somebody has to fight Rain, and then of course Kara wakes up at the end. They did throw a couple of little twists in there. We did get to see two cool action sequences because we got to see that Rain is not exactly immune, but she has a far greater resistance to kryptonite than Kara does, which I thought was a really cool sequence in the bank where they're like, they pull off the fake heist and everything, and then she shows up and it's like, we got you, red sun grenades, and I'm assuming that was a lead rope, I guess. I don't know. I was just like, I don't really understand 100%, but I had to assume like they put lead in it, I guess. And then, of course, the kryptonite around her neck. But that didn't really stop her. She just like flung those two guys off. She like snapped Alex's tibia. I was like, okay, well, she's done for a little minute, or we'll at least see her with the crazy super future brace, if that's the case, if that if they decide to go that route. I was like, all right, well, that's interesting. So what are they going to do next? And of course, that's when we really get the Legion of Superheroes teaming up, and they all put their rings on. We get to see them flying, and I thought that was pretty decent. We get to see that Mon-El's wife actually has telekinesis. I don't believe that that's a power from the ring. I know they can time travel, and I'm pretty sure the flight is from the ring as well, but I think the telekinesis was her own thing. So I was like, all right, well, that's pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that. I thought they were just going to go in, and I don't think it gives you super strength. I literally think it's just time travel and flight, which obviously the time travel thing is a pretty big deal. I don't know if they're going to utilize that at all. Which I assume they won't, because they could have just jumped to the future if that was how they were going to do it. So I don't think that they can actually time travel with their versions of the rings, because that's like the whole thing where it's like, we can't risk it because if we die, we'll never get to the future. And it's like, well, then clearly their ring, it's a lot like the kryptonite, where it doesn't have nearly the same effect as it would normally. Like Kara was able to actually pick up this, the syringe and actually stab Rain with it. If that was like, in the normal DC universe, that's not something that would have remotely happened. Like she would have been just like it writhing in pain being that close to some kryptonite. So it's it's very different, so that it's easy to just be like, yeah, they can't time travel with these rings. So we get to see them come in, they fight Rain. She ends up running into the preacher guy, which it was cool that he showed up. It made total sense too. But Alex goes to see him early on in the episode, and then he's kind of saying these very rare words that even Kara didn't know before the mid-season finale. And so he's speaking some stuff, and Rain kind of comes in like, how do you know that? And of course, he's able to kind of turn it around. He's doing his villain thing. Villains survive with whoever they can. So of course, he ends up surviving, and he ends up going to her, whatever they call it. I forgot what they actually called it, but it's her fortress of solitude. I think they called it something else if I remember right. But now she's gonna have like him kind of backing her up, and they talk about how there are other people to actually help Rain. So that should be pretty interesting, because I know in the comics there are other I think they're called World Enders or something like that is like their comic name. So I don't know if that's how they're gonna do it. If they're gonna be like, hey, we have other people on Earth, or if they're gonna do other aliens come in, so they'll have like makeup and stuff like that, which I think would be really cool if that was how they did it. I just think they'll be more entertaining than everyone's human and they all wear different masks. I have to assume they're gonna go like aliens with makeup, coming from other not other dimensions, but other galaxies and things like that. So I would love to see that. I think that would be pretty cool. That's probably not something we're gonna see anytime soon, but considering they at least reference the fact that she's gonna have help now, that should be pretty fun. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I just think that's going to be entertaining. So I'm looking forward to that. They seemingly tease it in the promo where Kara kind of gets some of the other villains. Like there were some shots where it seemed like she was with the villains. So I don't know if that was like, hey, we need to team up to take out Rain because she's going to kill all of you guys and me. So like, hey, let's team up and try to take down like this ultimate villain. The typical hero villain team up is like you have the greater villain, so the minor villains will team up with the hero to take them out, which I think will be cool. So admittedly, I'm looking forward to that next week. But I think this episode was fairly decent. We got some, pretty good content from it. I like seeing Brainiac 5 show up in the series, so that was fun. I think the action sequences were pretty good. We got a little bit of stuff with Jimmy and Lena. Not that big of a deal. They kissed, in last year's episode. So, they kiss, they talk about it. It's a little awkward, and then it's fine at the end. It's like, okay, no big deal. So everything's kind of working out, and now that Kara is back and, she's with the Legion of Superheroes who officially decided to fight, I have to assume that they're going to be in some of the battles going forward as well. At least like Brainiac 5, because they probably won't kill off Mon-El. I don't think they would kill Brainiac 5 off either. They might kill Mon-El's wife. I don't really know. But yeah, if anyone's going to die in there, I would assume that it would probably be his wife, because it would, or Mon-El himself. Maybe it would, just for the dramatic tension where it's like he's destroyed because he lost his wife, but then that opens it back up for, him and Kara to get back together. So I don't know if they're going to go that route, because I think that's something I mentioned before, where they always do that, where it's like every time she's in a relationship something happens and it ends up breaking off. And I thought Mon-El was going to be the one where they just kept it going until, like, if he died, it would be like, all right, it ends. It's just a definitive ending. Everything else is just like and then they just stopped being together. So it was like, it seems like it's working for them, and it was fairly definitive. I mean, he would have died, so now he's back and it's like this weird thing. So I don't know if they're gonna kill off his wife and he's all depressed and then they end up back together, or however that's going to play out. But in this episode, I'd say it was pretty cool. We also got to see Jean actually fight, which was really cool, where he like grabs Rain and like takes her underground and it like exploding underneath the ground. I thought that was a really cool sequence, even though I don't know exactly what was happening, because I guess they were going through the ground, but they were fighting underneath the ground. I'm not 100% sure, because he grabbed her and they went underneath, and then there's like little explosions going off. So I was like, are they flying and punching at each other, or what's happening here? I guess that was the case, but definitely cool. The short little sequence with him, but that was cool. And of course him playing sick Kara. But all in all, I think it was a decent episode. Nothing super crazy, like I said, especially with it being called Legion of Superheroes. I was kind of, you would expect them to be a grander part of the episode, I guess. Like, they were definitely important to it, especially Brainiac 5. But it wasn't just like, man, it's the Legion of Superheroes, doing this big thing. Like, even the story elements that they had where they reveal, like, this is what happened and this is why we need to get to the future. I was like, okay, it's not, obviously they were doing some mission and they need to get to the future. So it was like, even what they revealed wasn't really that brand new, and what they did was like, yeah, the end fight scene, which is exactly what I thought was gonna happen anyway. So it wasn't like anything super bombastic, but I still enjoyed the episode. Like I said, I am looking forward to next week's episode. But of course, want to know what you guys thought about this one, so please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts about it, least favorite parts about it, and of course, going forward with Kara and the Legion of Superheroes and Rain and whoever the other enemies are that are going to be helping her out. I would love to know your theories on kind of where things are headed. Like, are we going to lose some other characters? Will we see a definitive death for Mon-El, or will we see, either Brainiac 5 or Mon-El's wife? Because I legitimately cannot remember her name for the life of me. Will we see one of them die? I would love to know your theories on how that's going to play out with Rain, and kind of what this ultimate goal is, and just where things are headed for you guys, or where you think we're headed, I guess, for the series. Also, for anyone who did not catch up with my channel last year, this will also be my last review for the series until we get to our actual season finale, because I'm cutting down on reviews. So I got like a million other reviews I have to mention that in, but I'm only doing like a couple of shows all the way through. Black Lightning starts up tomorrow. I think I might do that just because it's the first season of the series. I'll probably just go through that whole show. Plus, one of my other shows is ending next week, so I'm basically doing like 5 shows all the way through. But Black Lightning, it comes up tomorrow, so I'm looking for, or technically it's tonight. I don't know why I said tomorrow, but it's tonight because I'm reviewing Supergirl. I'm thinking it's still Monday, but no, it comes on tonight. So I'll have that review out at some point. I started a new job, so I don't know when that review is going to come out, because I work 2 jobs tomorrow, so like I got enough time. But Black Lightning, I think I'm gonna do a full season review. However short the first season's gonna end up being anyway. They're always super short. Well, CW, I don't know. CW's weird. They're just like, here, have 100 episodes for your first season. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, this will be my last review unless something super crazy happens in the show. This will be like the last video where I'm talking about Supergirl until we get to our season finale. Then I'll just do kind of a quick recap, like this is what I liked, this is what I didn't like, and then of course the finale itself. But like I said, I want to know what you guys thought about this episode, and of course I would love to know your theories on where we're headed with. It's probably just going to be the next episode with this whole team up deal, but people helping the hero, enemies helping the heroes, more villains coming in to help Rain, who's already like at the top of the charts right now. So I would love to know your theories on how that's going to play out. So please put your comments down in the comment section below, and of course, thanks for watching.